In 1944, 44 nations gathered in a small New Hampshire town called Bretton Woods. They were exhausted from war. Their economies were shattered. They needed a new financial order. In 3 weeks, they designed the global monetary system that governs your bank account today. The dollar became the world's reserve currency. Gold backed it. The IMF was born. The World Bank was born. And for 80 years, that system, built in a hotel conference room in 1944, controlled how every dollar, every yen, every euro, every real moved between nations. That system is ending, not with a revolution, not with a war, with a meeting most people never heard about and a digital asset most people still don't understand. The dollar's dominance was never guaranteed. It was an arrangement, and arrangements have terms. In 1971, Nixon unilaterally ended dollar-gold convertibility. No international agreement, no vote. America simply decided the rules didn't apply anymore. That moment planted a seed. By 2022, that seed had become a movement. Russia was cut off from SWIFT in 48 hours. Overnight, a nation's access to the global financial system gone. Not by military force, by a keystroke. Every nation watching that understood the same thing. If it could happen to Russia, it could happen to them. What happened next was quiet but seismic. China accelerated its CIPS payment network, a direct SWIFT alternative, now processing 161 currencies. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, the BRICS bloc, began building a new multilateral payment infrastructure. Germany, France, and Italy began repatriating their gold from the United States. Saudi Arabia began accepting Chinese yuan for energy sales. The dollar's share of global reserve holdings has dropped from 73% in 2001 to 58% today, the fastest decline in the dollar's reserve status in history. The old system isn't collapsing overnight, but its foundations are cracking, and the nations building the replacement have a specific set of requirements. For any new global settlement system to work, it needs 5 things. Speed. SWIFT takes 1 to 5 business days. The new system needs settlement in seconds, not days. Neutrality. A neutral system can't be controlled by any single nation. Finality. When a payment settles, it needs to be irreversible and verifiable. Scale. The global payments market processes $150 trillion annually. And auditability. Every central bank, every regulator needs to verify what moved, where, when, and how much. These 5 requirements have been published by the Bank for International Settlements, the central bank of central banks, in multiple working papers on digital settlement infrastructure since 2020. Those 5 requirements describe exactly one existing system. The XRP ledger has existed since 2012. In 14 years, it has processed over 80 million transactions. It has never gone down. Its average transaction time is 3 to 5 seconds. Its transaction cost is a fraction of a cent. In November 2022, the Global Financial Messaging Standard ISO 20022 was updated, mandated for all cross-border institutional payments by 2025. XRP and the XRP ledger were among the first digital assets formally compliant. The Bank for International Settlements published findings that distributed ledger technology could reduce counterparty risk, eliminate correspondent banking delays, and create a more resilient global payment architecture. Ripple currently has documented payment operations in 47 countries across 6 continents. The Japan-Philippines corridor alone moves billions of dollars annually, replacing fees of 6.4% with XRP costs of under 1 cent. Ripple has signed CBDC development agreements with the governments of Palau, Bhutan, Montenegro, Colombia, Georgia, and others. Bhutan's national digital currency is live and running on Ripple's infrastructure. Standard Chartered, a 167-year-old British bank, published a research report with specific XRP price targets based on institutional adoption modeling. Banks do not publish research reports on assets their clients aren't asking about. Here is what makes the current moment different from any other moment in XRP's history. 4 forces are converging simultaneously for the first time. The regulatory clarity. The Ripple versus SEC case concluded with XRP deemed not a security in secondary market sales. The legal uncertainty that suppressed institutional investment for 3 years, gone. The ETF filings. 5 separate XRP ETF applications are pending with the SEC from Bitwise, Canary Capital, WisdomTree, 21 Shares, and Franklin Templeton. When Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs were approved, institutional capital entered within 72 hours. XRP is next in line. The Clarity Act is moving through Congress, providing a legal framework that benefits XRP directly and the macro environment. The Federal Reserve is in a rate-cutting cycle. Historical data shows that every major Fed rate cut cycle since 2017 has preceded significant crypto market expansion. In 1944, the architects of Bretton Woods chose the dollar not because it was the best currency in the world. They chose it because it was the most available, the most stable, and the most trusted at that particular moment in history. The new settlement layer won't be chosen by a vote. It won't happen at a conference. It will happen incrementally, corridor by corridor, central bank by central bank, institution by institution, until one morning the system that replaced SWIFT will simply be the system everyone is already using. The documented evidence suggests that system is being built right now. The XRP ledger has been running without interruption since 2012. 47 countries are already on it. The world's largest asset managers are filing to access it. The central banks of sovereign nations are building their currencies on it, and most people still think it's just a coin. The documented story of XRP is just getting started. Stay locked in.